Right, good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. I'll be your host. We'll be going through the live order flow analysis, understanding the participants in the auction process. This is what you can do with order flow, and that's why we're here. And Bookmap is an excellent tool for displaying the order flow, so we can read the participants, the kind of footprints in the sand, as we called it. And then we can gives much better insight to where price might be going. All right, so let's see if this is working on YouTube. All right, so yeah, okay, good to go. All right, general disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Today we have our last day of the Bookmap Pro Trader webinar series. We've had some really great traders this time around. A lot of newer traders. In fact, on Monday, Maxime and I went through new trading tools. So it was a kind of an AMA, Ask Me Anything. And then on Tuesday, we had Thor, did we have, was it Thor on Tuesday? And then on Wednesday, we had, or maybe it was Thor on Wednesday. I can't recall. And we had Options Millionaire yesterday. And today we're going to, Tuesday is right, we canceled. Brandon Trades was going to be there, but he could not make it. So he's going to be today. So look for that, 2:30 East Coast time. It is only in Discord. So sign up, just go to Bookmap, our Discord channel, and you'll see if you scroll up, I can provide the link for you. Just a minute, we'll put this link in. Pro Trader webinars. Okay. Today with Brandon. So we've never had Brandon present before. So there you go. There's the link. It's in YouTube. And obviously you guys over here in Discord know where it is. But looking forward to that. Brandon is an options trader. He also trades futures and stocks, but we'll have a lot of interesting stuff to take a look at. Anyway, 2:30. That's where we have it. If you want to come over to our Discord, you will need to verify your subscription or your email, and you can sign up here with the QR code if you like. All right, so let's jump in. We'll take a look at the price action in here and what's happening with the S&P E-mini. Just note this is the All Markets webinar. So when you want to look at a stock or cryptocurrency or another futures product, no problem. We can do that. All right, let's take a look here and see what's going on. We had a big gap up here. We're going to take a step back before diving into the order flow in here. Not really seeing too much in the order flow at the moment. You can see we had some data here at 10 due to the kind of shadow here, as you can see in the lack of liquidity being pulled before the event. And then you can see the price action here, the volatility due to that pull of liquidity. For those of you who are new to Bookmap, just check this out. High liquidity here, that's after the event, economic event here. That's exactly where it went on the offer. And this is exactly where it went on the bid down to here. Okay? Can't make this stuff up. This is how the market works. It trades to areas of liquidity. Okay? These are where the buyers are. These are where the sellers are. And the aggressors, the market buy and sell orders, these are the areas that they're going to. Now we can see here also high liquidity up at this level here. Okay? So if we get enough buyers, and we're coming up right now, looking for these buyers to reach this level here at 58.16 or 17. Okay, now you can see it's back and forth in here at the moment, but this is where the liquidity is, and that's fact. Okay, at the moment, that's fact. The high liquidity is up here around 16.5, 17. Okay, and we're seeing a fight here between buyers and sellers here, and there was a little bit of liquidity in here that just traded, couldn't find enough buyers in here, and sellers come in and hit the bid pretty hard. However, we're not seeing the sellers drop it here. Okay, so in fact, is that a tradable event? Let's jump in. Let's see, I didn't put any order brackets in here, so we'll do that though. And now this is kind of a knee-jerk reaction to just jumping in, but you know, we're looking for what we saw here, sellers and then a lack of sellers. Okay, so at that point here, we're thinking, well, if there's no sellers down here, now we're finding that there are. You know, then the idea here is that these buyers should come back in and try to reach back up here. Okay. Now, let's see if we're probably going to get just a retest of the swing down here, or maybe this liquidity here. So yeah, that idea didn't work out here. The sellers did come back in, but what am I doing here? Like I'm putting my stop. See how it was just before this high liquidity here at 58.08? Well, now what I did was I put it behind that stop, or this, I'm sorry, this level of liquidity. So, you know, 2 or 3 ticks below it here. So what I'm assuming then is like, you know, maybe the sellers reach these areas of high liquidity down here and trade with it, and maybe we can bounce back up. All right, so just some very, very quick things to go through. Can we go over brackets and OCO orders? Absolutely. No problem, Shark, and it'd be a pleasure to go through that with you. So in fact, before we do that, let's kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and then we'll get into some of the orders and some of the order flow in here. Okay, so now see how we're kind of dipping down here, and now we're starting to find some buyers, and now we want to understand the order book. Okay, where are the buyers and sellers on the offer and on the bid? Well, we still know that they're down at this 08 and a little bit higher here, and let's see if we can get some more buyers to try to trade it back to where we entered here on the swing, but we're still looking for this 16 or 17 area up here. Right, so that's the idea at the moment. Shark, one of the things that you know, we talked about yesterday in the Bookmap Academy meeting was a zone, an area, and you know, this can be really helpful for a lot of traders, because you know, we're making an assumption here on a lot of these, like in this little setup right here. Okay, you know, we're bullish for the day. We see buyers come in. You know, we're making higher highs and higher lows in here, and we see these buyers come in. We get a pullback, we get another pullback, and we don't see sellers, but we're getting buyers here. That's when we're looking for this to at least retest back up into here and test this high liquidity. That was the trade idea. Okay, didn't work out. We see that there are some more sellers, some more supply coming in. The demand is down here now. So, you know, if that is the case, then you can start to look at, like, maybe this is half a position, third of a position, and then maybe you place another order down here and kind of front run maybe some of that liquidity as well. And this would be your other half or other third of the order. Okay, so you're inching into it. And you know, you're saying like, well, you know, it's kind of like hand grenades or horseshoes. It's not so precise. And for us to call it and say it's super precise is can be really challenging. I mean, that's one of the things that with order flow is that we really, you know, we look for these little things in here, like right in here. Here's the retest. Here are our buyers. And then, you know, we look for that continuation of move up. We were looking for that exact same setup right here. Okay, right here. and the buyers coming back in. Here we have it, but we have it at a different area and location at the bottom of the bigger range. Okay, so this is a better setup here. Okay, this one is much more aggressive here, right? Because we're in the middle or at the top end of the range in here. Okay, this would have been a better entry someplace in here, maybe on a pullback, or maybe in this little area here, something like that. Anyway, we'll see how this pans out. In the meantime, we'll cover using the demo server here or sim account here in Bookmap. I've been covering that with you guys, so we'll take a look in for detail here just a second. I want to step back and go over the bigger picture and market timing. Okay, this is a big part of the market, and we want to cover that. So you can see that it's really back and forth. We got back up to here, and then look at the sellers come in. Okay, so now our next level just got filled here. Okay, so now we had half a position here, half a position here. Right, so are we going to continue on higher, or are we going to get stopped out? Okay, well, now sellers are starting to move it, and we just got stopped out on one of those legs, the first one. Okay, the other one is still in here, right? And then we'll see what the overall is in here. But we're playing this more as a zone or a range. All right, so let's jump back and let's take a look at the bigger picture in here, looking at the daily, the hourly, and the 15-minute. All right, so here we have the daily and some pretty bullish activity, obviously all-time highs, and it's still quite bullish in here. Look at these candles in here, big extended candles on the way up here, and then higher highs up in here. And this is something Options Millionaire had mentioned yesterday. We're making higher highs, but on lower volume. Okay, so we're not really seeing a lot of participants up in here at these higher highs right now. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind in the bigger picture. Let's take a look at the hourly now. The hourly looks pretty good. We started up here, I'm sorry, this is yesterday's price action on the regular trading hours. This is today's here. We filled the gap yesterday, and then we found some buyers. Okay, we gapped a little higher today, and we're finding back and forth in here at the moment. Okay, but this is bullish that we gapped up, and we're just looking to see if we get follow through here to the upside. All right, so let's jump back in here, or let's go through some scenarios in here. What levels are we looking for? And this is really important. We're going to not only look at levels on the higher time frame, because we want to understand the order flow around those levels, but we're going to look at the market timing as well, times of day. Okay, so for example, the cash open and this gap up. We can also look at the overnight. We can also look at opening range, the opening range trade, and you know, the first, there's also, as you guys know, the first hour of trading, looking at there's more of a volume profile way of looking at the market, but you're looking for most of that volume to trade during that first hour, and then you're looking for a reaction after that. Okay, what is the reaction after that? Okay, so it's called the initial balance, as you guys know, and you're looking for what happens after that initial balance. It's kind of like looking at you know, again, the footprints in the sand, but you can also start to see where people are trapped, where they might get squeezed, etc. Okay, all right. So far, well, we're still here in this 15-minute chart, looking. We're coming up and testing this kind of a swing high up here, okay, because of what we saw earlier, and then we're going to see if we get some follow through here or not. It still looks pretty good right now on the 15-minute chart, still hanging out up here until maybe something else happens. Okay, now we're getting kind of close to this market timing of you know, we look for after, well, you can see some data here at 8:30, and then 9:30 cash open, move to the downside, and then the move back up. So this is obviously, you know, kind of a critical time in here. And now we want to see if we can extend back up here, though, is the idea, because this is bullish activity in here, right? So this has been back and forth in here, which, you know, it came down below these areas in here and stops us out and went a little bit further. But this is why we came back in and we added half a position here, half a position here. Okay, and now we're looking for the follow through to the upside here, right? Anyway, and that's the play here. Okay, we're looking for a move outside of the range here because of the this move in here, and we want to explore to the upside. All right. Anyway, let's see. Any questions? Okay. No, nothing yet. You guys are talking about computer specs. Okay. And let's see here over on YouTube. No, nothing. Okay, no problem. All right. Well, we're still seeing more volume up here. Okay, but it's not it's every time we come up here, we're seeing it fade. Okay, so we come back down and retest back into the range here. Okay, so we're really range bound in here right now, but we still have a slant or a bias to the upside here. Okay, on the higher time frame, our 15-minute chart, as well as this time frame in here looking at Bookmap. Okay, now that could shift and change, and we might see some heavy selling coming in here to retest these lows down here in this cash session here. If that is the case and we start to see that, we'll exit the position. Okay, but right now we're just going to kind of look for this back and forth in here and enough buyers to try to lift this. If they struggle up here, though, we will exit. Okay, because we see this all the time. Lots of buyers, lots of buyers, lots of buyers. They cannot lift it, though, above the swings in here, and that's not a good sign. That's where we can find a lot of people getting trapped and where they can get squeezed on the downside. Good morning, oh boy. Putting the POC and the VWAP on the chart. Yeah, we can do that. I'm a lot of times I keep the that data off here because of it can be distracting to what we're trying to read in the order flow. Okay, but let's demo it at least, and we'll look at the configuration here. We'll put the POC on, and then we'll also put the. I think I have that reset, right? No, I don't. This is a POC for the for all the data that I have in here. We can add another one that resets at the cash open. Okay, and all right. Well, we're right in the middle of POC, as you can see, and you know we don't necessarily need. This is another thing. Oh boy, why sometimes I really prefer to keep POC off and keep lines off of the chart. For me, for my style of trading, is because I'm looking at this in here. I'm looking at the profile. I don't really care the POC is here, okay? And you know, maybe there's a lot of people are looking at POC for sure, but you know, maybe for me it's more like kind of a zone in here. I'm looking at there's also a developing POC up here. It just you know, like a point higher here. So for me, it's kind of a zone. And I'm kind of, again, looking at this whole zone in here as being kind of an important area to trade within. I don't care about the precision of the POC. I hope that makes sense. And VWAP, another one. All right, let's put the, now the VWAP in here. We're going to actually, we're not going to be supporting this. We're going to be disabling this VWAP in here. soon. It is now done through anchored VWAP, okay? And everyone should have access to that. Okay, so let's put the anchored VWAP on here. It's already on, but I'm going to show the line here, and I'll show you how to get this as well. All right, so just add another VWAP, maybe from session start, whatever it is, but then you can come in here and for anchor points, input an anchor point here for 9:30. You can see I did this back on the 19th of September. I put in inputted 9:30, and then I inputted a repeat here, 1 day. So every day at 9:30, this will reset, and I gave it this color white. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so you can see they're both kind of hovering around each other in here, as is. All right, now this is what we're going to watch in here very closely. We're just trading up into high liquidity. Well, we got our answer. Okay, so we got filled on our target here on this one, yeah, I'm not sure what we kind of see here. So we took a loss on one and a profit on the other, we can look at our profit and loss line down here. This is how we can do it. Yeah. Okay, so here's how we started off. So yeah, we're profitable for those two trades on the overall, we can come back and maybe this is something for the academy. As you guys know, anyone on YouTube, if you're interested in that academy, just go to bookmap.com and you can join that academy. It's a really great thing that we're offering. Go here to bookmap.com, click on the more button, and go to under community, go to Bookmap Academy here, and read through this in here. You can sign up right here on this page. We're not asking anything from you except for you to journalize and mark up your trades and put them into our Discord channel. If you do that, there's a process here. You can even get Bookmap for free. Okay, as you get better and better, and we give you feedback on your content. Right, you get feedback from others in the academy as well. It's a great service. So yeah, most of you guys in here in Discord are in the academy, so you guys know the details very, very well, and doing some really, really great work. So anyway, let's see, where do we leave off in here? Okay, so yeah, POC and VWAP. Now, I was about to just say here, we just traded into this liquidity here. Let's take a look at this. This liquidity here and here. I would anticipate a pullback at that point, okay, because this is pretty high liquidity, and that was our target up here. Now, I'm kind of surprised to see there's more buying back up above. This is quite bullish. And now let's take a look at this volume that is trading up here, though. Because if we see sellers come back in below this in here, I'm looking to sell. All right? Why do you guys think that? What's the idea behind that? I know you academy guys know. Like, look at this here. This is not a stop run. This is new buying in here. Okay, so this is what we want to ascertain. Is where are the new buyers, and if this is new buying, where are they going to get trapped? Okay, so in fact, let's even put in a sell stop here. Okay, now the concept in here is there's new buying coming in, and the move in here, or the answer I was looking for, is this is a stop run. We want to see after the stop run, does this new buying come in here, and are they successful in lifting the market? Okay, so and where are they going to be wrong? Well, we can even move this up maybe a little bit and look for some selling. If we get some exhaustion, we can even be more aggressive and move it up even higher. Okay, we're not going to get that. we're not going to be that quick. All right, so we did get filled here. Okay, and where are we looking for this to go? Well, down here would be a quick scalp down to here, maybe down to here though. And let's move our take profit to that level here. Okay, we're also looking at high liquidity in here, right? And where is that liquidity? Where we're going to manage our orders based off of that liquidity is the concept to go through, right? Okay, so now everything looking bullish in here, right? Everything is bullish, and we just traded into high liquidity here, in here, and we're looking at stop runs. This kind of volume in here. We're starting to analyze what type of traders are in here in these levels here. Get this profit and loss off of here. So we want to start to understand that and answer that question. So there's a big stop run here, okay, right in here. There's a smaller one up here as it trades into high liquidity. Okay, so at that point, we are starting to look for a pullback. Now, everything is bullish. This is a counter trend trade. Okay, but we're looking for a pullback here due to what we just covered about the condition of this volume and this high liquidity that is transacting here. Okay, now we'll see if we have the right idea or not, and if we see a lack of buyers starting to come in and some sellers starting to come in to move this. Okay, what really matters here is first off understanding the high liquidity and if it transacts, and then also the stops. Okay, so if there's no more buying up in here because it's being absorbed by these limit sell orders in here, and we know that a lot of people got stopped out, then we can look for the sellers to come in and look for that pullback. Okay, so now we have high liquidity. We're just kind of protected by a little bit of this liquidity up here, and let's see if we get a bigger pullback now. Okay, and it's not much of a stop run here, but let's see if we get the sellers coming back in now at this point. Okay, so it kind of squeezed us here a little bit, and so here come the sellers. Now they've traded back down to 17 and a half here. Let's see if they got a little more supply and try to reach maybe another level down here. We may have to move our take profit and front run some of that high liquidity that's starting to show some interest around this 16 level down here. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so it's counter trend trade. We got squeezed a little bit here, but we want to see if these, based off of what we just covered, that this high liquidity being absorbed or absorbing the aggressive buyers, and then also stops. Okay, so now the sellers can try to squeeze those buyers and get them to stop out and try to hit high liquidity on the offer. And this is where, oh boy, I mean, you can even look at this here, look at time of day, 10:30 East Coast time, and say, well, you know what, I'm actually looking for a bigger move back down here to POC and VWAP, right? And then you can look at your zones down in here. Do you want to front run that, or do you want to put it in front? I like to a lot of times not look for the precision to the VWAP or point of control, but maybe look at this as being the high volume node in here, okay? Because I want to get filled in this area here. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit here and see if we can get filled there. Okay, so as you guys can see, what we're going through is not only reading the order flow and understanding this context in here, we're also putting together trade management based off of the order flow in here as well. Okay, I hope it makes sense. And oh boy, you can see we would have gotten filled here on this trade idea, okay, at 15. Right, and then due to your comments about the kind of a mean reversion potentially, or understanding point of control in VWAP. Well, let's put it down. It's down here. And what we're looking for is, well, maybe buyers being trapped up here, or just a lack of demand, and sellers bringing it back down into a value area where it can transact. Right? And maybe we got that, maybe that was a little too aggressive, but that was the idea. Okay, we kind of shifted and changed our idea as the market was coming down toward our orders here. I do have stop runs on the chart. I just don't have, I'm sorry, I have it in the sub chart, not on chart. We can take a look at that. In fact, I hid them on purpose. So I can show them though, no problem. There we go. All right, let's see now. We're looking for some supply to come in, yeah, this looks pretty good to trade back down to about 14 here or so. But we're looking for a little bit more, and we might be a little too greedy here. Like, this is a great area to take some profit. In fact, you know what we can do is this. We're going to cancel that order, and I'll bring down my size here. We'll take 3 off. In fact, I'll just take it off right here. There we go. And I didn't need to do that necessarily. Okay, so but what we can do now, we have 2. Our position is short 2, and then I'm going to check OCO here, and then I'm going to let's see, maybe up here we'll put our stop loss, and then I'll right click here. Then I'm going to hold down Shift and then right click down here as well. And there are our 2 limit orders here and 2 stops down here. Okay, and that'll take us out of the position. Okay, one will get tagged, we will be flat at that point, and the other one will cancel. All right, so I'm probably answering a lot of your questions, Shark, along the way here. Let me know if you have any other scenarios you want to go through in detail. I love it, guys. I love trading from the Bookmap chart. You know, there's one little thing to maybe get over, is the right clicking and left clicking in here. So anytime that you left click in here, that will be a buy order. Now we'll go through the different orders types in here and where you are in relationship to the chart. Okay, so there you go, old boy. There's your mean reversion trade. Hasn't quite got to point of control. There it did. Okay, so now it's gotten to point of control and your VWAP here. Okay, and would imagine we're probably going to find some buyers down here interested in, you know, kind of a snap back up to some of these areas in here where it just dropped from. You can even scalp that if you like, but anyway, we'd look for the first move. It's already done it. We look for the move back to this area in here in the structure. The second move is probably about here, where it dropped from in here, where the sellers, see the sellers here. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Oh, let's see. What did I do here? I am now short 4 now. All right. Anyway, let's oh, I know what I did. That was my fault. Bad trade management there. I was selling again another 2. Okay, my bad on that. Sorry, Shark. So this was, I put it, we were short 2, and then I actually added 2 in here as well. All right, well, we covered now, and that's that. All right, took a loss on that. Yeah, It's really important. This is why it's better just to use brackets instead. And the way that you can use your brackets, I prefer to use the brackets. It's up to you guys, but I really widen them out typically, and then I get in, and then then I manage them and pull them around to where I want to put them. Okay, so you can see they're set up as 2 to 1 right now. But maybe it'll make it 4 to 1, or maybe I'll make it 1 to 1, depending on what I see in the order. Okay. How to read the stop runs in Bookmap in the order flow? Oh boy, yeah, absolutely. So it's pretty simple, and this assessment up in here on this way up, it worked out for us. Now we took some heat here and almost got stopped out at the top here, but in the end, this was the idea. It just kept going here, and we can look at entry on order flow as well, in looking for that shift in some of these areas in here as well. I got in maybe a little too early, a little too aggressive here, thinking that this was the liquidity here. And Shark, so I made some of the same mistakes that you had showed yesterday in your example, and it worked out, but this was a little too early. We got one more hit here to the high side, and one more little stop run in here before turning around and coming back down. All right, so now the here's the stop run here at 224. Here's a stop run of 174. And here at the top here, there's still people getting stopped out, 151. And now you can see 180 on the downside here. All right, so let's start with the 174 and let's take a look. All right, and we can go through the whole evolution of the stop run if you like. And you can see it. Well, there's a few in here. It aggregated them together. There's multiple here. Here's 30, 46, and 51. Okay, these are stops triggered, stops triggered, stops triggered. Okay, so if we take off the best bid and offer up here, I can show you exactly where these stop runs began and where they finished. Okay, and you can see that was the high. This is very typical. And you can see that after we zoom in here, after this transaction right here, see the red line? These are all stops. These are all stops that are lifting the offer. They're hitting into the offer here. Okay, there's 139 contracts on the offer here. And we can see how many are transacting. 14. This is 14 transactions so far in here. A volume of 14. Sorry, not necessarily 14 transactions. A volume of 14. And now, if we zoom out a little bit more, there's still more. There's still more, and they're still transacting. Okay, and finally, here at this point right here, 51 orders that we know for fact were stops triggered and transacted, and then that was it. Okay, this transaction of stops is finished, and you can see that at that point the market pulls back. It's pretty interesting concept here, or phenomena. Let's take a look though at the bigger one. I want to show you a better stop run in here. Maybe this 246 is better here. No, it's a bunch of smaller stop runs again. So it's definitely retail behavior. Let's take a look at where we almost got stopped out. Maybe we'll get a better run in here. Boy, not really. I wanted to show you, oh boy, like where the stops actually sweep the order book, and you see this little red line in here kind of inch its way up, price level after price level. Okay, that's not happening here. It's all happening at the same price level, but it is rather fascinating to see how the inner workings of the market here, and it's all here on the chart. Bookmap. This is one of our edges, is being able to zoom in like this and see this kind of detail. And how it can help you is really the key here. Well, if you understand that retail traders are getting stopped out here, here, and here, and you get another retest back up in here and you don't see people getting stopped out and you start to see sellers getting back in, this is where you can, this was the same idea that we were looking at earlier. We just got kind of caught up in it, going to the upside. This is where to get in, right here, back on the way back down and looking for the sellers to come in and take control. And that's what we were looking for and set up ourselves for over here. Exactly the same idea. Okay, we just, and we got our stop runs in here. We probably could have zoomed in a little bit closer and then maybe got in maybe at this level or maybe even a tick or two below in these levels here. Okay, we got filled in here. Okay, and then it went one tick for us and then immediately against us, and then we felt the squeeze to the upside here. Okay, before it turned around and came back down. I hope that answers your question on a bunch of the stops. But the key here is how to integrate that into your trading. Yeah, and understand that these are people getting stopped out, and understand that if these are people getting stopped out, this is not really new buying, and we can look at it and we can say, like, okay, if it's not new buying coming in here, these are people exiting the market. It's not new demand. So if we start to see sellers come in, or we get maybe exhaustion on the buy side, we're looking for the sellers for your mean reversion trade back down to here. And it played out pretty well. It almost stopped us out, but you know, a tick or two more and we would have been stopped out. Anyway, some of the things in setup was looking at the liquidity, knowing that it's filling, and then looking for stop runs. Then we're looking for exhaustion, and then we're looking for sellers. Now, because of this liquidity getting filled in here and sellers coming in here, this was our criteria for entry. Okay. And then we're looking for the move back down to here, and then we moved it once we came back down here and thinking, all right, I think we got it. I think we got the sellers. We'll look for it down here. And instead of buying, I sold again down here. I should have seen that on the chart, but a trader mistake. All right. See if there's any more questions in here. All right. All right, guys. Well, you know, another thing, like Alan in the Academy meeting yesterday, and we talked about, like, you showed a great example going through one of your trades where it worked out, but you were really kind of angry at yourself for taking that trade and holding it. And it was really, really great that you showed that trade. And you know, going back and revisiting what you did wrong. All right, and then we can do the same in here. You know, what did I do wrong on this one here? I still think, like, this looks pretty good to me. There is something in here, though. I was anticipating strong selling to start to come in here, and it really didn't at this point. Right now, we went through another example yesterday with it was Laura, and how she was going through looking for those sellers to come in and tell you that they're here, then looking for the pullback to where those sellers came in, right? And this in here is a much nicer setup or trade in essence, because you're looking for low volume on the buy side to come back up here, and then you're looking for a little bit of selling to come in and then take it back down into these areas here. Now, that's what we did here. We actually took some off here, canceled the remainder of our order, and then put the order and entered the order again at the same price level. However, it should have been a buy, not a sell. All right. Yeah, you hate it when you get stubborn. Yeah, I know, and it's hard to take a loss and be wrong. But you know, the only way to overcome it is, well, one good way to overcome it is go back and study your trades. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? How would you have managed it differently? Okay. Now look at the back and forth in here, and look at the buyers coming back in again here. Okay. So now, is this enough here to move it away? Question, right? I don't know. It's starting to pick up. It's starting to show interest. Now, now it just traded. Now let's just take a look at this. And this is something that we can go back and look at on the charts and then demo this again and again. We can look for a pullback here. It's trading up into this level up here. And it traded into some liquidity here, here, and here. So we would look for a pullback now. Right? And look at the buyers up here. So definitely looking for a pullback. Okay, where are we looking for it to pull back? Back to here. All right. Now let's do this. Let's learn from last time. We are looking for the pullback. Okay. And we are bullish here. But you know, it's been a little back and forth in here. So you know, looking for maybe the pullback to around this area in here. Okay, 16. Is it 16? Yes, around 16 or maybe a little bit lower here. Okay, well, here we go. Now, if we really want to be good and we're looking for better criteria in here, we're not only looking for the pullback, we're looking for an exhaustion here. We want to look for high liquidity in here. And there's some in here at 15. And see the bids starting to show a little interest here. Shark, your question on do the brackets work only on the chart trader? No. Like, you know, trading from the Bookmap chart, the brackets will also work in the dome. There's two different domes I can demo here for you. Okay. Now let's take a look at this. We're looking for the pullback to here. Now there's our high liquidity. All right, there it is here. Okay, there's still a little bit more here. Now let's see if we get buyers coming in here. Okay, and in fact we can do this. We can set a limit up here. Maybe we make it a little bit. Now here we're looking. That's where we traded into high liquidity, and we're looking for our buyers now to take us, because we're looking for that pullback. Now we pulled back not to just here, all the way to the bottom of the range. And now we're looking for buyers to come in. In fact, we can even maybe be a little more aggressive and put it up here now, okay? Because we got the same move in here. All right, let's see. Okay, so now they just carried us into the trade. Okay, now we're at the top of the range in here too. But we traded with same idea, high liquidity, some liquidity in here, and now we're looking for our buyers. And where are we looking for this to go? Okay, we're looking for it to come back up to about here. Right, so let's move our take profit to about here. Right, just to demo this trade idea. Shark, another thing again, like management in here. So we're in 5, right? So we can take 3 off here. We can just you just click on here and manage it here. So this will take off 3. Okay, now we're buyers here, right? So at this point, this would take us out of 3 on the sell side. Okay, now I've got 2 up here as well. And let's input our other bracket orders in here. And maybe we'll come up to this liquidity up here. Okay, so I'll left click above here. I'm sorry, I will right click above here. Oops, sorry, scratch that. Select OCO. I will right click up here. I will come back down here, and then I will hold down shift and then right click. All right, and there's my 2. my 2 limit, my 2 stop loss here. Okay, now another thing, what we can do in here is we can now move them around as well. So I can left click, hold, and drag it up to here. And now you can see it aggregated them together. And then I can just left click, hold, and drag all of them together at the same time. All right, so traded to our level here. We just didn't get filled. You can see right here. Okay, because we have a limit and we're at the end of the line here. So that's what happened there. Let's see if we get our buyers come in again and support this here. Okay, our trade idea actually worked out. But now we need to see, it might even be a different setup at this point. Because if sellers come back down below here, this is going to turn into a loss. Maybe I should have forced the issue up here. We can still look for the buyers to curl back in and trade back up to the top of the range here. Okay, so some liquidity in here on our side. It traded. So, it's going to be kind of back and forth in here, it looks like to me. Because there's some supply here by the aggressors and there's some demand in here in the limit orders here. So might have to kind of wait and watch on this one. And then, or maybe we'll even exit Shark, and then I'll show you trading from the chart. Not the chart, from the Dome and Dome Pro. And let's see if we get the bid looks pretty good. I think got to get a little more. That doesn't look good. All right. We found some buyers though. Now they just made the transaction here. We got to see the buyers back up above that here, right? Same ideas again. If we found sellers in here on the offer and the aggressors took them on, do they still have more demand up here? If we do see that, then we'll look for this to go higher. Okay, and we're getting that. Okay, so let's see a little more demand. Let's see if we can get back up to here. Again, traded right to it, but not through it here. Like to see it trade to this liquidity up here at 17.5 right here. This is what I don't like about trading live. We got it now. We just have to sit and wait in this. In fact, let's exit it. I want to show you the. We might get lucky here. I want to show you the Dome Pro and the Dome and Bookmap. Yeah, we'll just exit it. Okay, so I hit flatten over here, and this is what happens. The first thing does is it fills any open orders, and then it cancels any. And you can see the order of operations here. There's a little bit of a delay here in this sim account that we're in here. I mean, this is like sending a real order here. It's within our 24/7 simulator. This is where I hit flatten. It closed that position, and then you can see then it canceled all open orders at that point. All right. go back. And now there's two different ways to look at the trading from the dome in here. All right, one is within the Bookmap. It's interesting. You know, we offer this Dome Pro tool, but we always had this other dome in Bookmap in the columns here. And let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'll right click in here and then go down to a new column in here. We're going to add in the default dome columns in here. You can add them one at a time if you like, or just click here on add default. And then it opens up a whole dome in here, as you can see. I kept my COB column here. We'll just move it over. Just left click, hold, and drag it. And then in here, now, this is, you can trade from this dome in here. Now the trading functionality is a little different. It's always left clicking in here. If I left click down below on the, I'm sorry, it's in here on the bid and on the ask. If I left click down here, let's actually look at this liquidity here so I don't get filled here. Oh, okay, I got that. OCO is not supported. Gotcha. Okay, so we can put our bracket in though. Okay, so if I left click down here, you can see my 2 lot down here, and it says buy limit, BL, buy limit, and I can cancel it here as well, and you'll see it reciprocated here on the chart. Okay, so again, here's my order, just like the chart trading. Now, if you from the trade control panel, if you click on both, you can trade and manage from both the chart and from the dome here. If you have only dome selected, you will not be able to manage it from the chart. I believe it still shows it, but you will not be able to manage it from here. Okay, so let's try that again, and then yeah, see how it says it flashes in here. So maybe you like that setting. If not, whatever. Choose what you like. I like having the flexibility of both, so you can you know, move your order from the chart, or you can move it here also on the dome. They just left click, hold, and drag. And that's that. The beauty here of the trading from this Bookmap dome in here within the columns, and as you guys can see, this is fully functional. You can move these around to wherever you want. Just left click, hold, and drag them. If you want to put your sell orders over here, you see your price ladders right here. You got your ask, your bid, and you've got all these columns in here as well. So this is a fully functional, or it has all the functionality of any other dome, advanced dome out there. The distinction between this is that it is integrated within Bookmap chart here. Okay, so the price levels in here are related to the heat map levels in here. So look at this high liquidity here in the dome. It's reflected here in the heat map. High liquidity down here, also reflected here on the bid in the heat map here. All right. So maybe you prefer this one. There's another tool though that we have, which is the Dome Pro, and just go up to it's only with the Bookmap Global Plus do you get this. Now the dome in here in the columns you get with any of the other products. Okay, Digital Plus, well, even digital, and all of them have the dome functionality within the columns. Now the Dome Pro tool is different. That is a fully functional advanced dome that is independent from the Bookmap chart. So here we'll just select it here, and then if you don't see it in here and you have Global Plus, go to your manage add-ons here, and you'll scroll down to what's available here for install, and then you install it. And you can see I've already installed it, and it shows up right here. Okay, and I can remove it here if I want. All right, and then all you need to do is click enable. There you go. You can play around with the settings in here as well. There's reset settings, there's graphics, there's all sorts of things in here to play around with and configure it the way that you like it. Okay? You can look at different columns or not. I have everything selected in here right now. There's also a light version or a dark version, depends on what you like. I prefer, and it's by default, to look at the dark version. Right? And now you can see the difference here between the two domes. Okay, this one does not scale to the chart, right? But this one here, I can zoom all the way out here. I can see there's two lots up here, way up here. You can do that also in this Dome Pro here. You can scroll all the way up there, but you can see that it's kind of fixed in here, right? And that's the difference. All right. There's all sorts of resetting options in here, and we had many of the settings that you see in here and features in here were requested by you and other professional Dome traders. Okay, so this white line in here is the current price in here, but you'll see a dark line in here that will show the previous line that it was. Wait till we get some price movement in here, and you'll see what I mean. It will reset and will show you this will become the previous area that you were looking at, because sometimes price action can get really whippy, and you can't focus on where you were in the dome because it moves too quickly. Probably look at NASDAQ or gold and see that happen, right? And then the question about trading from the dome in here, yep, no problem. Just here you're on the bid. We can set orders down here. There's our 2 lot right here. Okay, we can move it around as well. Now it's also reflected here, and in fact, let's put our Dome Pro on top. We have that option to always put it on top. Right here, okay, always on top. You can also find it in here. I know it's in here. Ability. Oh, and I know it's in here somewhere. Anyway, so now this will always show on top. Okay, I can click on another chart or whatever, but my Dome Pro will stay on top, and you can see it's reflecting in here the orders. Okay, in fact, we're coming back down to it right now. Let's go right click in here. See how I'm not recentering right now in Bookmap, because I went back in history like this and looked at an area. We click back to exit drag mode. It comes in here, but I still don't see the price, current price. So you'll have to right click on the price ladder and then recenter options. You can be by trades or by best bid and offer, and then we go back to the center, right? So that's our recentering on the chart. You have the same recentering in here as well. You can toggle the recentering in here immediately, auto recenter, or there's recenter options in here immediately. Recenter your dome, boom, there you go. Okay, here's our darker line right here, as you guys can see. Okay, we can recenter it again. And then you can see now it's this gray line here after the recenter. So we can move it around in here, Shark. You'll see it reflected here as well as on the chart. You can move it on the chart. I mean, this is really nice functionality. Now you can also, there's different functionality in here for your trading from the dome compared to trading from the chart. that can be maybe a little confusing, but just remember, left clicking on the chart is always a buy depending on where you are. Right clicking is always a sell depending on where you are. Okay, in the DOM, both for columns and for DOM Pro, left clicking is always just setting an order. So if I come up here and set an order on the offer, I just left click and here's my 2 lot. Okay, so it's different in that sense. Okay, so it's just left clicking, left clicking, left clicking. In fact, if I left click up here above price, you can see it filled me here. Right, so now I'm filled 2 lots. Right, let's flatten it. Right, and it cancels all orders too. Now, if you want on the DOM though, you can hold down the shift key and then left click up here. Oh, I'm sorry, not shift, control. Not control. It must be alt. Certainly one of them. Thought it was shift. Oh no, I'm sorry. Now that is right clicking up here. That's how it works. Above up here, above the chart, you'll have to, if you want to set a like a buy stop up here, you can see it says 2 and it says stop, or S, 2S, right? So in fact, let's move it down here, and let's get taken into it here. Okay, so we're looking for not much here, just buyers, and we just want to get filled here. Okay, not quite yet. Should fill us here, and it didn't. All right, well, we're just going to chase. We're going to chase it down. Left click, hold, and drag. Okay, back to VWAP. All right, we're going to even go a little bit lower here. Should take us in. There we go. Okay, so now we're filled. The green here is showing us where, and then that's our position where we entered. Okay, and it's green because it's on the buy side. Now we traded back up to the top of this little range. Let's see if we can go a little higher though. Now I had bracketed in here, right? Now you can see my 2 limit order up here. Right, let's bring it to, back down to this price level, or maybe this price level of 15.5. Okay, look at 15.5, and I can move it down to there, and there it is on the chart. Okay, so however you want, the trading functionality is totally robust. There's all sorts of stuff in here to utilize. It depends on how you want to trade. Right. We've been encouraging you guys in the academy to trade from the chart, because look at all of the trading action in here. The DOM does not capture this, because the DOM is all about the here and the now, and it shows you the here and the now extremely well. You can see these are, if you hover over these areas, different columns. These are the aggressors on the bid. Hitting the bid. These are aggressors lifting the offer, etc. So you have the aggressors in the DOM here as well, not just the limit orders. I don't like seeing it exhaust out here. So it looks like we're going to go lower here. Okay, so my stops down below here, as you can see though. Okay, well, we got one more chance at it, maybe trading into this liquidity here, and let's see if we get some buyers out of that area here. But we're trending down. We're looking for buyers to take it back up into the top of this range, or maybe here, and we didn't get to the up to this 15.5. Okay, so trading now into this liquidity here, and let's see if we get some buyers out of that area. Okay, so far so good. Let's see if we can lift back up. Let's zoom out, and this is the beauty of trading from the Bookmap chart, is looking at the context. So here, back at 1018, this was an important area, even a little bit lower here, around. Oh, that's exactly where it went. to 58.10. Okay? And then we're getting a reaction off of that area, and it just went through the point of control as well. Okay? And then we can see the move back up here. So that's again the beauty trading from the chart. But if you prefer the DOM, you got it. You got DOM Pro, and then you've also got the DOM in here that you can trade from. You can see it at my sell limit order and sell stop here. Okay, so moving around as you see fit. Get down to there. There you go. And you can cancel here, etc. Yeah, thanks, Shark. Good questions. I hope that answers everything. All right, so we're starting to get those buyers here, but just to the top of this little range here, and we just got filled. All right, so we're flat. Double click on flatten. It's a good practice. Make sure that you don't have any orders pending out there. So Shark, you should have access to DOM Pro as well. Just go to the add-ons manager and download it. It's great. I mean, like you know, in the beauty of the DOM Pro is you've got the price ladder right in front of you, and if you want to look though at maybe the relationship of your orders within the historical chart, you've got it here in Bookmap. Again, what we really like, and I'm going to hide the rest of the DOM columns in here for now. Okay. Just right click on hide, or right click on it and then select hide. We are now back to where we were before. COB and the current order book here. This is our DOM basically, showing liquidity on the offer and on the bid. Our volume profile for the chart range, the viewable range, and then session volume profile here, SVP. All right. Anyway, as you guys know in the Academy, this is the beauty and why we encourage you guys to trade from the chart. Look at our actions. That's all documented here. And we can go back and help so much more. It's really, really nice to see your guys' activity in the trade management on your chart. Oh, you're welcome, Shark. Yeah, another thing, Shark, so you can go up to help here and go to the learning center here, or you can go to bookmap.com, go to education. That'll take you to the learning center as well. Anyway, here in the learning center, in the getting started course right here, click on that, and then all the trading tools are here. I'm sorry, drawing tools, trading tools here. All right. Yep. So all those videos are a lot shorter than my explanation was. So you should probably find those to be maybe a little more helpful. Or concise, at least, that's for sure. Oh yeah, if you haven't been playing around, I know you've been trading from it, Shark, but like you haven't been playing around with some of the functionality in here. It's fantastic. You know, it was just heartwarming. Was we were showing it to, or it wasn't showing it. Robert Rother was. We had met several months ago, and he was showing like some of his. We were testing. I think it was several months. The anchored VWAP. And going through, what he's doing and how he needs it and what functionality and features he's looking for. And then we delivered that. But he was trading from the chart, and I was like, yeah, we're kind of having like it's hard to get people to trade from the Bookmap chart, or from Bookmap. And he goes, why? It's so easy. He loves it. And me too. I don't want to trade without it. The functionality and the features, and also the fills are very fast. Try it. Just try it, and you'll see. Now, those of you who are new to Bookmap, or if you want to forward test some strategies, you can. This is another thing that's great from trading from the Bookmap chart, because we give you a demo sim account. You have access to it right now. You will need to have Global Plus to get access to this, because I am trading in real mode, as you can see down here in the lower right. Right now, it's being routed in here. You have to use the cross trading feature, and you select the demo sim account here, and then you hit start, and then you'll start trading into that account, and you'll see in here your balance here. Right, it says sim, and it gives you your balance here, and this is your volume. I've traded quite a bit here. This is over I don't know, a month or so, and then you can see the profit. That's the total profit and loss. Yeah, this is unrealized. This is my average price, and this is my position. Okay. All right. Now, the beauty of using this new tool, that this playground for forward trading in here and testing things, is, first off, you get $100,000. And you can trade some size and see how it works for you. Secondly, you can you'll run into margin conditions, and there's also commissions that are taken out here. So this will go directly into your profit and loss. That makes it very realistic forward testing. So you might want to play around with that. Like I said, you guys already have access to it. You just need to add the connection for the trading simulator here. That's it. Right, and make sure that you have that check marked. There's a video for it. It goes through the whole process for you. Okay, or you can go to the Bookmap knowledge base and then get it from there, the information. How do you scale out of a position? Yep, no problem. So there's the multi-brackets tool in here, and I'm not sure if multi-brackets actually works in this new sim environment here, but we'll try it right now. Okay, this is a beautiful thing as well. It's really very simple, straightforward, but well done by the developers here. Check the box here. And this can be your default in here, or you can give it a name or whatever you like in here. And then we're going to have the scaling here. Input your ticks. So let's go with take profit of 10 with a size of 1. We'll go with 15, size of 1, and we'll go with 20. Now you can scale these any way you want. Maybe you want 2 here when you take off, or maybe even 3. Okay, so you can see our total take profit size is a volume of 5 here. Right, now our stop loss. All right, let's put in 10. We can put in 12, and we can put in 14 in here. Right, and maybe we put in our 3 here as well, but it can be 2 and 2, whatever. These have to match, though. If they don't match, you see there'll be a interesting. Looks like they fixed that. You can actually have one runner without a take profit, I believe. So we're going to save it. Oh, maybe that's where if I put in 3 and I save it. Yeah, see how the red number comes in? Yeah, so it says this is not going to work for you. So you put it back and make sure that these two match up. We saved it, and we're good to go. All right, so now if I trade here, I don't see, like I said, I don't know if it works or not in this sim environment here. All right, let's try it. No, it doesn't. All right, so it's only because I'm in this cross trading in here. That's why it doesn't work. So sorry about that, Ed, but it's pretty straightforward though. For the just use the multi brackets in here. Again, this is all included. And just go to the add-ons manager and add the multi brackets. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I demoed it. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, not in the sim, not in this sim account. It does show that it's here. It's just not working. All right. Anyway, play around with it. Yeah, you trade on TradingView. Yeah, that's fine. I really encourage you to trade, or at least try it in sim, Ed, from Bookmap. Here's why. Here's the reasoning. Let's deselect this. The reasoning is that and I can demo how to scale also here. And I'll do that for you, Ed. But the reason is just like I was mentioning with the Academy. Not only do you have the price action, you have the liquidity here. And it will this is a really huge benefit, because now you can hide your stops behind high liquidity, and then also front run high liquidity to more easily get filled. All right. Oh yeah, I agree. Trout, you really like the volume profile here in Bookmap. Let me show that feature in here. It's a good point. In fact, we'll look at the chart range volume profile in here. I'll duplicate this column by insert. Just click on insert column down here. It duplicates it. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to configure this column. And then I'm going to show the delta here. Okay, so look at this in here. This is great. All of this is selling in here. Okay, the delta, buy minus sell in the horizontal aggregation of the aggressor volume. So look at all the sells down here. Okay, interesting. So you can go through a scenario in here. What if? Okay, so let's see now. Do we just trade into some high liquidity in here? Okay, so maybe let's try this. Now, here, I'm going to demo it for you, Ed. I just put in 2. We'll put in 3 orders here. Okay, so this is the way to, if you want to scale and you want to have your brackets in here, scale down to the size that you want to trade for each scale. Okay, in this case, I used 5. And then now I have all of my limits up here. Shoot, one of them didn't show up in here. But yeah, so now I have multiple brackets in here, and now you can move them around, move them on top of each other, move them around together, etc. Right. So anyway, this is the big benefit here, trading from this Bookmap chart, is being able to look at the liquidity here. It is a real benefit in my book. Because you know, these are where the buyers are, down here, and you don't want to be you know, caught up in that buying frenzy down here, or selling frenzy into that liquidity. Well, you know, move it away from that area. You know, move it down below that area. for example, or you're looking for maybe scaling out some, and in a candlestick chart, you'd be looking at top of the range in here. Well, is there liquidity up there? Yeah, there is actually in this case. So I'm going to front run it, and I'll put my order down here in front of this high liquidity here. All right. So, and that will help with me getting filled at a instead of being at the end of the line behind all of this liquidity here. And that those times when your order just sits there, it hits your take profit and you don't get filled, well, this is why. Is because there's high liquidity there, and you're at the end of the queue. All right, now what Trout was talking about in here, and Trout, we miss you. Come on over to the academy. You were doing well over there. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you were talking about the delta, right? Well, here's your trap traders here, potentially here, right? This is going to be nice here if we can get some movement on the buy side. Okay, we're looking for a squeeze here because look at all of these sellers here, right? What is their action going to be here if we get above them? They're going to be buyers all the way up, right? Probably up to about here. Okay, so now let's manage our trade accordingly. So I'm looking actually, so we can look at our profile again up in here and think, okay, it's kind of even on the delta in here, this is a low volume node. All right, well, that's not a bad area right now. Maybe I'll keep my, or maybe I'll move it down one tick, and that'll be my scale, for example. Now I know this is low time frame, but you guys get the idea. This could be, a massive range in here on a higher time frame. And let's take our next scale out. Where are we going to put that? Right. Well, we can look at our delta columns. We can also look at our regular columns in here and think, well, okay, if we can get back up maybe to here, and this is a high volume node or kind of the edge of the session range volume profile, maybe this is a good area at 13. Okay, so let's move it back down to about 13. So, and there we go. Now, our first take profit was already hit. Now, our second one was hit. Now, Trout, as you had said, check this out. This is just beautiful stuff. This is not seen in your regular volume range or chart range and session range volume columns. Okay. Or profile columns, but it is certainly seen in your delta here. And our assumption was that all of this accumulation in here could lead to a really nice stop run. Okay, here's our stop run here. Okay, we got above these guys in here, and we got in a little too early. Maybe we would have been better maybe at the top of the range in here if we saw that volume pick up. Okay, now I know that's top of the range, and we might get another swing back down, but at this point here, we're looking for a squeeze, and we got it. Okay, back to this area up in here, a little bit higher. Right, now we can move. Well, I still have 5 on here, and I think I'm just going to flatten it at this point. Right, and it's time to go. So anyway, guys, went a little bit longer here than we normally do in the YouTube session here. But come on over to our Discord channel. We'll go into, as you can see, we're going over examples that we covered in the Academy meeting last night, and we'll give you this feedback in here. I think it was good that we covered a lot of this stuff in here in YouTube, just because we're going over the trader functionality. If you like that, please hit the like button for us, and then come on over to Discord. Our Discord here is we'll come to our Pro Trader webinar event later today with Brandon at 2:30 East Coast time. Yep, come to that. That's going to be in Discord only. And then once you're over here in Discord, sign up and put your email in, and you can access all the content and reply, ask questions, etc. over in our Discord channel. Okay, thanks everybody for coming. We'll catch up with you next week. Have a good weekend. Yep, take care. Bye bye.